Hopefully that works. Yes, it works. That's working. Welcome everyone. Turn that down a little. I hope everyone's doing well. Everyone can hear me good. Check that that's all on. I'm using slightly different settings, so if everything's not working properly, please bear with me. But it is Wednesday, and it is the Stuzi85 show. Unfortunately, PTG Fox is not here with us this week, and he won't be for the next few weeks. But that doesn't stop anything. That being said, we wish him the best of health. This week, I'm also going to be trying out playing some music during the stream. I've got something that will help me do that, and we'll see how that works. So just bear with me a few minutes while I share the stream about. Need to click on that. I hope everyone's doing well. Well done on surviving another week. Share. So I'm just sharing my stream. Sub-Zero, welcome Broken Vegetable, and Car Power. It's great to see you guys. Welcome. I am just getting started up, and then we will get settled down into some painting. But yes, Sub-Zero. Mises Via is painting Scorpion as well at the moment. Pretty awesome. Car Power, is great to see you here, man. That's shared. And today, for the first time ever, you can watch on YouTube. So let me just check that's working. It says Epic Racing Clips, but that's not what it's called. Right, that says we're live. Woohoo! So everything's sorted. Everything's sorted. So let's go on with some painting then. Who are we wishing well? PTG Fox, he's not here with us at the moment. Taking some time away from gaming and just focusing on getting himself right. So that looks a lot brighter than it did the other day. Thank you. Still a long way from being finished. But I'm hoping to make some good progress today. So how are y'all doing? Hope everybody's had a great week. I will pass that on the next time I have the opportunity to speak to him. So he's not been with us for a few weeks now, and it'll be quite a few weeks before he's with us again, I think. I am doing well, thank you. In fairness, welcome, man. It's good to see you here, Dave. I'm sorry to hear that you didn't end up racing with us on Saturday. That's a shame. I myself have actually pulled out of the league, partly because I was getting swamped with paint requests, and it was getting a bit difficult to manage that and racing. And also because I just didn't have the pace. I was last on Saturday night in the Porsche Cup, and that was last in Lobby B, so that was proper last. Now, admittedly, some people DC'd and stuff, so I might not have finished last if everybody had stayed in the lobby, but yeah, last. And yeah, if I haven't got the pace to play with them anymore. Well, it's my last now, but yeah, I could probably put more time into practice for the race series. Unfortunately, I would have to neglect my painting duties, and I can't. I can't afford to do that at the moment. A lot of the team are taking some time away, so a lot of the responsibility is falling on myself and a few others. Yeah, paint first. Sorry to hear that, Rob. You're doing well in the RSRs, though. It's good battle. It's worth watching. Even though I'm not racing, I am going to try and find a way whether I can maybe spectate the race or something on Saturday. So I can still enjoy it, even though I'm not taking part. But it's good to see you, Rob. I enjoyed your Lego social media posts. New Brixie. I don't know why it's called New Brixie. I don't know why you didn't call it like Maranello or New Mars or something. I don't know. Just Brixie sounds a bit like it has a personal attachment. Exactly, in fairness, I've got to paint first. The thing is, if I don't, then sometimes on occasion the team are going to not have liveries for events and stuff. And even if I don't particularly want to do it all the time, I can't have that happening. That's a good goal to have. At the moment, this is the first ever series where I've been last in the series. Now, admittedly, we've only had 2 races, but neither of them have gone well, and not through incidents, just through pace. And so, yeah, it's not for me. This Porsche Cup is too fast. I don't have the time to dedicate to it. Fair enough. Old Orleans or something, you know? PTG Towers. So yeah, there I am summing up Saturday's race. It didn't go well. I managed to set some clean laps during qualifying, but my pace, I was second and a half off where other people were in the Caymans. And yeah, it just, I was last. And it became clear that, yeah, they're too fast for me. I'm going to concentrate on making some shapes look pretty. Well, I'm usually a bit better than that. And while I wasn't getting great results in FTC's last series, I was having good races where I was consistent and putting in fast laps and not making too many mistakes and stuff. So I thought maybe my driving had jumped up a level. But yes, I wasn't outright quick, but I've never been super quick. But I can be quite consistent and race quite clean and pick up the pieces when other people make mistakes. And yeah, it's just PTG Porsche Cup's too fast for me. Hey Platinum, welcome to see you, man. The fox in the stew. That makes sense. That makes sense. So you might notice slightly new look on the stream this week. I subscribed to Streamlabs and downloaded some of the stuff that I get with it, and I've got animated stream stuff, artwork, and that. I've forgotten the word. Themes. It looks cool. I'll show you. Press the button and it will do something. Watch. No. Do it again. See? It's supposed to like close and shut. I don't know why it's not doing that. Yeah, it's not doing it for some reason. That, like that. There we go. It's supposed to do it like that. And it hopefully it's going to allow me to play some music, which in about half an hour or so I'm going to put on. We're going to see if music makes it easier for you guys to hang around and to chat more and make the stream not as boring. But that's about been my highlight of the week so far. I was finishing last in Saturday's race. I did download Assetto Corsa on Steam today. Now, the reason I did that is because Ferrari Esports are holding an event where you can try out your speed and become, if you're the fastest, Ferrari's next esports driver. Now, as we've just discussed, finishing last in the Porsche Cup probably means I'm not going to win the contract to go work in Maranello. However, on a side note, they are also running, or they will be running, a livery contest. And I have painted for too long to pass up that opportunity. But what it means is because Ferrari's esports stuff is based on Assetto Corsa on the PC, it meant I need to get Assetto Corsa on the PC. So luckily I've done a couple of commissions recently that got me a little bit of extra funds. So I picked up the Ultimate Edition today for £30, came with all the DLC and stuff. Do you know what? The initial few laps that I've done driving on it, it feels like 80% better than the console version that I've got. You've not seen anything yet, Dave. It's still a long way to go. There's still the basic layers. Hey, Jamie, welcome, man. How many layers am I at? 1600. Quite a lot. Welcome, Jamie. It's good to see you, man. I'm telling you, the colours were all up because that wasn't that bright. I don't know why my Wally's hat is that bright. It's supposed to be a lot darker than that. I'm streaming on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Facebook all at the same time. Although currently nobody is watching on YouTube. But it is happening. And I read that if you're not on YouTube, you're only discoverable to half your market. So now we're on YouTube. And since I'm not really that bothered about my own YouTube account, so it'd be a good idea to stream to the PTG account. Well, it's cost me a bit of money because I had to subscribe to Streamlabs to be able to stream to YouTube as well. But like I said, that also then gave me access to being able to stream with music, with like copyright-free music that's going to be able to be played and just help for sitting and chilling while we're painting. It is tough to be everywhere. If I've got like a Facebook post to do, like a new paint to launch, It takes me about half an hour to post it on all my social medias. For carefully crafting what it is that my tweet needs to say, making sure I've tagged the right people in it, and then doing it on Facebook where you can write more, and then doing it on Instagram where you can tag more people but you can write less. I'm telling you, so it's like somebody's turned the brightness up on my TV and suddenly the vinyl is way brighter than it's supposed to be. It's weird. Yeah, so I drove on Assetto Corsa on the PC and I actually really enjoyed it. The graphics were awful, like early 90s Sega arcade. Awful, right? And then the missus went out, so I plugged it into the big TV, and the graphics were even worse. But I had a brainy idea to go and mess about with the graphics settings, and I got it up to looking almost as good as F1 2019. I'm afraid I am not entering. I do not. Well, I'm not planning to enter at the moment. Currently, I don't have time to enter. However, things could change and I might end up doing something for it, but I don't plan to enter. But yes, thank you for bringing up. In fairness, PTG is now running a livery contest, and the theme is that your livery is to be done in the style of crayons or like colouring pencils or something like that. And it's done like that, so it suits people of all talents and experience. You've entered. That's brilliant, brilliant, man. Good luck to you. So Rob, the new system I'm using, it's the same system. It's just the pro version of it, like like Twitch Prime. So and my it shouldn't have anything to do with my TV, but it is something I'm going to look at because, like I say, everything is like 70% lighter than it should be. Like it doesn't look as bad on the screen when I look at it on the PC screen, but on my screen in front of me, it's like someone shining a torch at it or from behind it, and all the bits that are perfectly judged to be nice and dark are now you can see the color behind them, like really patchy, and it's not nice. Not nice. I don't even know what I would do. So what were you guys doing then for the crayon contest? I should have had the details of that already sorted, and I could have posted it up on the screen. I was trying to think earlier on if I had something that I could post on the screen like that a little bit later, but I totally forgot that that was there. Thank you, Furnace, for reminding me what my own team is doing. Can I just also take a moment to give a plug to FTC's Heritage event that is coming up? It's their 1 year or 2 year anniversary, I think. And yeah, the guys have got events planned, multiple races over. Was it 2 days at the start of May, the end of April, beginning of May? I think it's the 1st and the 2nd. Infernus will be able to give you more information about that. And if you need to post any links or anything, Rob will let you do that. Oh yeah. It would be good if I redid one of my cars. I think that would be interesting, but I don't have the time for that. Like I say, doing this. While we're doing this, actually, before we get properly comfortable, even though we spent like 20 minutes on it, not really got much to show. I have also I've been busy working on logos. So I haven't done any more on my Sub-Zero vinyl. Haven't had the chance. But what I did manage to do is mock up how I want the side. So I managed to build the vinyls for the side. And it's Sub-Zero making Jax's gun all frozen. All the bullets coming off and stuff. It looks rubbish now, but it'll look good when it's done, and that's how I want it done. I've added some cool ice effects, so I managed. Oh, what's that? I got a like. Thank you, man. Thank you for liking the stream. So I've added some ice effects now. It's giving me a lot of layers, taking up a lot of layers, like 100 odd layers, 200. Yeah. So I've not decided if I'm going to use that, and also if I'm going to use that in its full form of 200 layers. But also, having looked at the images and spent a lot of time researching the ice and that look. Ooh, I got another like. Thank you, Omar Khan. Cheers, man. So these like icicle things. Hey Phil, welcome to the stream, man. There we go. These icicle things. I think they look really good. And they're actually quite simple. It was just one shape repeated and turned and get rid of that one and ungroup this one. So it's just the same shape, just repeated. You'll be able to see it is that shape there. I think Omar Carr just donated 30 stars. Thank you very much, man. Why is that not coming up with my chat? Hold on one second. I think I've just been donated some stuff, so I need to make sure you see that and I can say thank you. Yes, Omar, thank you so much for the stars. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. So yes, I've taken this shape and it's kind of icy light blue color, and I got that by taking the color out of blue, so making it more white. And then yeah, stamp, move the shape a bit, stamp that again. And that's all I did, was just moved it like that, and it gave me a really cool like icicle, like frozen effect. And if I wanted, I could be a bit more flexible with it and have it twisting and turning around body parts of the car. So I've not 100% decided exactly how I'm gonna use it, but I know how to do that effect now, so I can use it in any way that I want. If you look at the rear wing, I've got it coming down over the wing. Again on the back. I'm not sure if that's going to stay there. I like the vertical bits, but I'm not sure how I feel about the horizontal bits. Yeah, thank you again, Omar. I really appreciate that, man. Right, so let's get back to Sub-Zero. Before we put him up, we'll load up the other one just so you can see. So I built this yesterday. It's just roughly sketched out as quickly as I could. And yeah, that's going to go on my side. Right, what I'm going to do now, Race Division, welcome to the stream. Hi there. What I'm going to do now is press play and try and start some music up and see how that balances with the stream, and let me know if you've got any issues with the audio. It's too loud, it's not loud enough, whatever. No, it's not working. Page not available. I don't want it in compact mode. Okay, I might have to leave that till next week. Do you know what? I think you remember. I remember you telling me that. In fairness, I think I remember you telling me that. I have problems. Mine crashes if I go into the library and then change my mind and come out of it before it's finished loading. It'll crash the game. Guaranteed. You know, like, oops, I didn't mean to press that button. Come out straight away, and yeah, it will 100% crash the game for me. So my wife and I celebrated our anniversary, our wedding anniversary, and it was really nice. We had a really nice time. 7 years now. We went for a lovely walk up to some back hills and that, almost went hiking. Sat and had a lovely picnic and it was nice. Thank you. We've been together a long time. We haven't been married that long, but we've been married longer than other people we know. So what I'm doing is I'm working on this dark side of the mask, making sure I've got the shadows in the right place, definitions in the right place. When I've got this basic level of shadow done, I will move on to putting in some highlights. Thank you guys. I wondered for a second there why you were saying congratulations. Yeah, we're either 17, I think we're 17 this year. Next year is 18 years, I'm not sure. No, this year is 18 years. And I can't speak for the missus, but I definitely don't regret any of it. So this is it now for this picture, is bringing it to life. And the way that I do that is by putting in the details. And I start off with my shadow and then put in the highlights. And basically I just look to see what that part looks like, where that bit of shadow starts, where that bit of shadow stops. The little bit of light that is on the other side of it. Congratulations, Jamie. Yeah, Jamie wins. Yeah. Toasty, 17 years in September. Congratulations, man. 17 years is no short time. KB Curious, thank you, man. See, it's the other way in my house. My wife is the one that puts up with me. You get the impression if she wasn't married to me, her life would be like 40% better. Thank you, man. This is where it should start coming to life, yeah. So the face is done, like the skin, the eyes, that's done. It doesn't look amazing because in context with everything else, it's not next to anything else that's finished. But as the picture starts to come together and come to life properly, it will really pop, hopefully. I've done enough of these now that they tend to look pretty good when they come out. Well, I was trying to think of good, but not too good. My first thought was 70%, and I thought, nah, that's a bit high. One day I hope to be good, yeah. On the livery on the car, I have the bonnet is a different color, just slightly different color to than the side and the rest of the car. And what that allows me is when I layer mask it, it's gonna match the color of the mask rather than the color of the car already. It's gonna be good. Right, so I need the color of the mask, the blue. So I'm going to select that. I'm also going to select the darker version here. Because everything is shaded, even just the unshaded version of the base color is enough to be a highlight. And there's a few outlines that I'll be getting rid of as the vinyl nears completion. I'm not sure why I couldn't get the music thing to work, but I haven't got the time now to mess about with it. Yeah, I make the colours, yeah. I matched them with my eye to the best that I could. So if you put them together side by side, it might not exactly match. But to my eye, this is what the colour should be. In fact, in my picture, it actually looks a little more green, especially on this side that I'm working on now. But no, it's blue. So TV wise, this last week we are still suffering greatly with no F1. Although next weekend, we will not this weekend coming up, the weekend after, we will have Formula One back, and we can be grateful and thank whichever religious affiliation you would like. I choose to thank the FIA. If you are new to painting, the Y button is your best friend. That's the button that stamps your logo instead of having to your logo, your vinyl piece. Exactly, it's called. And yeah, again, these little bits of light on the side of his mask seem to have a tint of green in them, but I'm happy with a tint of blue. Interpreting that as this blue. The gap is because of a couple of... Yes, China dropped out. China dropped out. That should have been this week coming up. But because obviously it's dropped out, it means that the next Grand Prix is not till the weekend after, which means we've had a 3-week break since the first race of the season in Bahrain and the second race of the season in Imola. I've seen that, what's his face? Helmut Marko has been pooping all over Pierre Gasly's achievements, claiming in the press that whatever Pierre is doing, Max could do 2 times better. Well, that's a bit unnecessary, isn't it? I don't think there's been much else Formula 1 news except Ferrari today saying that it's going to take them a few races to fully understand their power unit and for it to fully reach its potential. But honestly, the best they can hope for is 4th place, so 5th place. Race Division, it's cool to see you still lurking there, man. And I want to thank everyone for hanging out with me today so far. Hopefully this is pretty cool. And if you've got any questions about painting or Forza, feel free to ask them and I will do my best to answer them. Last week I said that and someone asked me something that was not appropriate. And yeah, don't be that person. Yeah, that is a good point. Yes, that was one of the greatest things about that Grand Prix. You'll let what it reminded me of when Danny Kvyat said when he got kicked out of Red Bull and Max Verstappen got his seat, and he was like, "Well, yeah, he might get my car, but I keep my points." Referring to a 3rd place that he had just got and therefore was doing not bad in the points. And then Max Verstappen wins the next race for Red Bull. And you're like, yeah, okay. You let your work do the talk, your driving do the talking there. Will Forza be good again? Of course, Forza. Do you know what? Forza is at the moment, it may not look like it on the surface, but if you scratch the surface, Forza is going on strength to strength at the moment. And welcome, Fury AC3, who is a journalist and somebody that the Forza community should be very thankful for. The thing about faces is it's hard to get them right. It is hard. I struggle. Fox struggles. The way you do faces is with the grid. Now I tend not to start many vinyls from scratch on the stream anymore, just because it takes too long to actually be looking at something other than just some squiggly lines. So you wouldn't have seen me build the face, but that's how it's done, and that's how you get accuracy. The rest is just shading. But last week should still be on my Twitch VOD, and also it will be on my Facebook page as well. When will Forza be good again? The next Forza is supposed to be a ground up refresh of the series, listening to the community to help develop it, and blah blah blah. Now, nobody can predict whether the community is going to love it or not, but I think they will. When? My best educated guess, would be 2022. I do not have a Series X. I'm still on my lonely Project Scorpio Xbox. Yeah, Christmas next year, yeah. I've mentioned plenty of times before on stream my reasoning behind this, and I will talk about it again if people want. The reasoning, my reasoning behind a holiday 2022 guess is that when they revealed it last year, it was in early development. Not long had it been started on. All their artwork at the time, all the release stuff said only available on Xbox X and S, the Series S and the Series X. And we know when Xbox launched their Series X, they said that for at least the next 2 years, all the content that would be released would be available on the Xbox One generation as well as the Series S generation, right? So if Forza is only available for the Series S and the Series X generation, then that suggests that it's going to come out after the 2-year mark that Xbox themselves said, and that puts us at holiday 2022. Now, whether they sneak out a little Horizon 5 in between that, I couldn't say. I really don't know. I don't have a slight inkling about that. It could happen. It could not happen. But my money would be on not seeing Forza Motorsport 8 until holiday 2022. Yeah, you're right. In fairness. I really hope that F1 is not going down the dogs. I hope that EA money is gonna give it a bit of a boost. Because there's nothing wrong with F1 2020, the F1 series done by Codemaster. They could be a bit shinier, but that would be my only criticism. We're spoiled for graphics as Forza players, so everything else could be a bit better. So I don't think there's much they could do to improve it other than making it prettier and shinier. However, there is lots that Need for Speed could do, or EA, sorry, could do to ruin it. So, I mean, EA does Star Wars well. But yeah, Need for Speed is not what it used to be. Did Horizon kill Need for Speed? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're 100% right, Stuart. there's a lot they could do that would not be good. Yeah, Need for Speed used to be good. The stories, the cars, the police chase used to be good. My wife, who doesn't play racing games, loved Need for Speed. The original Most Wanted. Need for Speed, was it Pro Street? Was the first game where I got into livery design. Because you could make your own. Well, actually, no, it was the first Most Wanted game you could make your own liveries on. As well as Underground and stuff. I remember Underground 2, I had a stunning Ford Focus with underground underfloor lighting and Lamborghini doors and stuff. Yeah, it was. I remember playing that game, getting to the end, and I was doing the last mission where you've got to kind of like stay alive for 5 minutes, and then a jump opens up somewhere, and then you've got to get to the jump, and as you go over the jump, that's you completing the game. And as I turned the corner to go over the jump, my game crashed. That wasn't fun. I never played Juiced. I didn't play that. No, I didn't play Juiced. Need for Speed Porsche, that was a good game. You could drive around Scotland on real roads and stuff. Well, it wasn't real roads, but yeah, you could just do a free roam mode on it. That was good. The history behind the cars and see now if you go back and look at it, the graphics on it were appalling, but it was a lot of fun. Good to know. What game are you finding that's hot at the moment then, Stuart? On PS1 Football Manager. Yeah. Ouch. I bet you didn't blame her for it though. See, now as your wife you would though. Look what you made me do. Oh, lost a memory card as well. All the time, yep. When I first bought a PlayStation 2, it came with Gran Turismo 3, but I didn't have a memory card. So for the first 3 days, I just didn't turn it off. That way I could save my progress, but then eventually my mum told me I had to turn it off if I wasn't playing it. Yep. I've mentioned before on the stream, one of my favourite games was Command and Conquer. And what I would do is I would spend like an hour before bed setting the game up so that my forces were all defended pretty well, and they could go around collecting money. And then I would come back from school after it had been on for like 15 hours and just have loads of money and totally demolish the computer on like the hardest settings. Or I was babysitting and we would have a link cable battle on Command and Conquer. In the first hour, you weren't allowed to attack the other guy's base, but after that, it was fair game. So you'd have an hour to try and set your base up, and then try and defend yourself from the kids that I was babysitting. Getting paid to play PlayStation, look after some young teenage boys. It was a sweet deal. I'm just looking what else I need to put in on this side. A few more highlights down near the bottom. See, the new test drive, it has got potential because old test drives were not bad. Again, I think I was discussing this on Sunday. No, last Wednesday. And about how I had test drive 2 and I loved the immersion of it. You could get in your car, you could beat the horn and while it was in your garage and drive out into the street and stuff, a bit like Forza Vista. But then it would take you actually 40 minutes to drive across the other side of the map. New Halo, as you know, I'm not the biggest Halo fan, but we do appreciate a bit of Halo around here, especially when it comes to livery painting. Yeah, it would put the Horizon map to shame. Toasty, absolutely take care of yourself, man. Give your wife out my best. Love you guys. I'm not a Minecraft guy, but I deliberately choose not to be a Minecraft guy for the same reason that I'm sitting doing this now. Trying to find the right blue. I think that's it. Take some white out of it, colour out of it. That's better. Yeah, well, I imagine I would too. There's nothing better sitting around, some music on, sitting painting, something cool. I mean, there is lots of things better than that, but I enjoy that. I don't know why, and I'm going to go to a doctor's about it. I know people are hyped about Grand Theft Auto 6. I have seen stuff about that, although I've not seen anything about it since like the initial potential leak or whatever it was reveal. But yeah, I would probably be buying the new Grand Theft Auto if it was announced. That'd be good though, would it? A new Grand Theft Auto to tide us over until the new Forza comes out. Just a re-release, right? Well, that's not good. They've got more people have been waiting for a new Grand Theft Auto longer than we've been waiting for a new Forza. I think I saw a meme. The PlayStation 2 had 3 Grand Theft Autos, and Grand Theft Auto 5 has outlived 3 PlayStations. For Village, let me just save this. And then load something. Would it be this? Half wolf, half man. See, the brightness is way up. Like on there that looks good. Well, not great, but on my screen that's incredibly bright. Like the black isn't there. I don't know why that is. Oops. Yeah, I enjoyed the campaign. I didn't like all the other stuff, the online stuff and that. But I enjoyed the campaign. It should have been longer. It didn't feel like it was a finished game. But this is my Resident Evil Village livery. Making good use of a nice bronze undertone paint. It's got some village stuff that is definitely not Lego Hogwarts in the background. And then the guy from the game cover on the hood. Hey Snake, welcome to the stream, man. Get back in my Toyota. It is available, yep, for the Honda GRC. So highlight all these layers and get rid of that. No, only on Horizon. So I'm going to turn it so it says 270. Shrink it down a bit. There. It's about where it's going to sit. At the moment, you can't see any of the bits of light that I've put on it. Which is just wonderful, isn't it? No need to apologise, Snake. No problem at all, man. Right, I have to take a quick break, but I will be back in about a minute or two. I'll put you on intermission which again is part of my new look. So bear with me, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. I will be back. Hello, hello, I am back. Thank you for hanging about. Just greeting my wife back from work. Now, so because my screen is weirdly bright, which my wife agrees, and I've just demonstrated to her too, is weird. Um, I am not going to be able to work on as much light stuff because I can't see it. The reason I can't see it is because it looks light enough to me on this screen, but that's because it's weirdly enhanced at the moment. So what I'm going to do instead is try and paint his skull cap area. Catch you later on, in fairness. Thank you for hanging about and chatting with us today, man. Good luck with your Crayola livery. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to make all this black and shade all this in so that I'm not working on the fine details that I can't see on the car. It was fine earlier on. I do have a game mode thing on my TV, but again, it was fine earlier on, and nobody should have touched any of the settings because it was me. I'm the only person who touches settings. So yeah, it's confusing. But yeah, it's like that I've got game mode or something switched on, and it's made my screen really bright, which means my black doesn't look black, and my bright, really bright parts are actually barely visible. I think it is backlit, but again, I've compensated with that. Again, it's like someone's changed my settings on me on my graphics, made everything a lot brighter. It's definitely something mod. It's something I'll need to get fixed. And so I'm hoping to have this vinyl finished this weekend, and then I can get to work on the next vinyl that I've already got built, that can go on the side of the car. I have, but on my PC, not on my Xbox. And I downloaded Assetto Corsa earlier on today on Steam, so that I can establish how to make vinyls, liveries on Assetto Corsa. Now, I am aware of the rough process of what it involves, and even then, it's still very complicated. Nothing like Forza. But as I have said, my wife agrees as well. I can't pass up the opportunity to design a livery for Ferrari, even if I don't get there. I have to try. So yes, I was looking at the skin templates and the bitwire maps of the cars in Assetto Corsa, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, so I had a look at, say, like a 488, a Ferrari 488, and those parts are mostly distinguishable, right? You can mostly see what part is what, and it makes sense. And it's quite a smooth car with some nice canvas space on it, so recognizable parts, right? But see something like the FXXK, which is all different parts all over the place. I've spent a long time looking at that car. I know what it looks like. I know what the parts look like. And even I was like, so where is this bit? Why can't I see what would constitute as the frame of the windscreen? Right. So what I'm going to do is, you guys can see that on the stream, right? And I've just taken a picture of what it actually looks like to my eyes. I'm going to post it in the Stuzi85 show chat on Discord, because it is like two different images from the section that I'm working on now to looking at the image on the stream. I forgot that I need to look at my image. So what I'm also looking forward to is once this livery is finished, with some adaptations here and there, I could quite easily paint some of the other ninjas. Mainly just by changing the colours, actually. For example, a green mask would be Reptile and a black mask would be Smoke. It'd be a nice little series of liveries that I could produce. Right. It's more about the colour. If you look at the colour of his like skull cap, the bits I'm working on just now, it should be quite a dark blue. What it looks like on the stream, and what it actually is looks more like a turquoise colour to my eyes. What you're seeing rings a bell, but I don't know if I've got the skills for that. Yeah, yeah. Do you see why I'm having difficulty trying to match my colours? And that's the colour on the stream. That's the colour it is. That's the colour it's actually matched to be. But the colour on my screen in front of me is not right. Now it does do this to me sometimes on Forza 7. Sometimes it'll display reds as orange. Yeah, yours does illustrate the problem really well. Save over file. Yep. So one way I know to resolve that is by restarting the game, but I'm not going to do that just now. In fact, I am going to do that. So if you guys bear with me while we do a quick restart, see if we can get the colours working properly. Because I'm not streaming through the Xbox, I can still chat to you and stream. It's just we have to wait for the game to load up and deal with all the startup music and stuff. So the weather's been quite nice. On Monday, yeah, we had bright sunshine and snow at the same time. It was weird. The weather in the UK has been unusual these last 5-6 days. We've got a cold spell at the moment, so it's nice. The weather's nice, but it's cold as well. Sometime this week, please, game. We have been watching a BBC drama called Line of Duty, and it's about police officers arresting corrupt police officers. And in the last 10 days, we've watched nearly 5 seasons, or we've started the 5th season. There's only 6. But my wife's had some time off work, so we've needed TV to fill that up. So, Snake, if anyone knows anything about painting in different mediums, graphic work and stuff, you'd be pretty good at that. Like I say, the Assetto Corsa maps, it's a plan view version of all the panels of the car flattened down into one square picture.
Welcome back, Stuart.
Right. Let's go see if it's still taking the mick out of me. Yep. So I think it's my capture card. Well, if you've got any experience with the GIMP software program, I would be more than happy to absorb all your knowledge. That is annoyingly frustrating. The reset did not fix it. Where's my shape? There he is. I've never done anything like that before, so it's quite daunting. But I'm up for the challenge, and again, I can't pass up the opportunity to potentially paint a livery for Ferrari. Well, that's not right. I can't even change the colours to... No, this stream is not as going as well as I would like. Now, I've mentioned already that I think it might be my capture card that's creating the problem. But with that, I was painting like this last week with no issues. So why all of a sudden I've got issues, I know not. But we'll soldier through. Use Photoshop. I don't have the money for Photoshop, so it's a GIMP for me. Now I know Ducky's got experience with GIMP. He has done liveries on Assetto Corsa, so I am gonna have a check the cables. I checked the cables. Actually, I wobbled the cables before I came on because it was taking a minute to come on. But that was at the PC end. So for this GIMP thing, if I wanted to add a logo to the car, could I get like just a PNG logo and then apply that and warp it and stuff? to create the right effect. I need to watch some YouTube tutorials. Yes, so what I've read is GIMP is comparative to Photoshop. However, it's more difficult to use, but it's free. Whereas Photoshop isn't. See, if I could learn just how to make basic stripes and stuff, then I could probably do a lot. But so far, all I know is how to change the color of the car. Might be worth a look. I tried having a play about with Inkscape, I think it is, and GIMP earlier on, just to try and do some basic art to teach myself some things, and didn't really work out. I think I've got a steep learning curve ahead of me with regards to painting on Assetto Corsa. But if I can get there, if I can achieve painting for Ferrari, man, I would be able to die a happy man. Being a massive Ferrari fan since I was younger, it would be an absolute dream for me to be able to do something like this for Ferrari. I've done work for Ford, I've done work for Porsche. There literally is only, I've done work for another company that I can't, well, not exactly for them, but in association with them, that I can't talk about right now. But yeah, the dream is Ferrari. But they've not released any details about the livery contest yet. I'm just assuming it is on Assetto Corsa because that's the game they use for their esports stuff. Commando, it looks like somebody needs to change their Twitch name. Welcome, PTG Commando. Good evening. I hope you're settling in well. Well, it's only your second day, is it? Your first day, really. I've been here 6 years now. You too, Snake. Take care of yourself, man. So this skull cap thing has texture on it, weirdly, like it's molded onto his head. Right, 3 weeks and 4 days. Something tells me you recently tried to change it. This is just a Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero livery for Toyota Supra, just because I needed something to paint. I've been wanting to do Sub-Zero livery, and yeah, its time came. So it's not actually for anything specific other than something to paint. I think that's enough black, although we could probably do with a bit more up here. So we'll give it a save. Wow, that's over 100 layers. That's how much this brightness thing is putting me off. Because just shading that has been 100 layers of black. That's nuts. Nuts. Jamie, go take care of yourself, man. Don't worry, I don't intend to delete it. Do you know what? I still get nervous when I'm saving something now. When I'm highlighting it all and grouping it all together, I get nervous. See, to my eyes, that looks pretty good. But I know, because I can see it on the stream on the PC, that it's really dark and you can't really see the details that I put in on the side of the mask. So my reference point is out. So it's difficult to work on at the moment. I'm having correlation issues. Although I think with where I'm at with actually having a percentage of it done, I think I've only got to do the other half of the mask and it's done. I mean, there's stuff I need to redo because the shading today is messed up. Basically, a lot of what I've done tonight will need to be redone. But for actually needing things to do, I've only really got to do that other side of the mask and the center bit. But look how dark and awful that is now because it's just so pitch black on his head. And it'll be the same on the mask as well, I think. I think I will have had to overshade it. Create mask. Remove. What I'm doing here is creating a layer mask of the vinyls on his mask so that it's actually the semi-gloss metal from underneath the paint that's shining through, not the blue colour itself, and I'll demonstrate that by changing it. Just waiting for the game to finish saving. No, I want the body. Fernando, welcome, man. It's great to see you. So, like, as you can see, red there gives me a red mask. Because I've cut that section out. So when I want to do reptile, I've got green. And then nice carbon for smoke. I'm not going to do Scorpion, but if I was, that would be a good effect, I think. Thank you, Fern. We're having some technical issues tonight, so he's not looking as good as he could. But that's where we're at the moment. Who, myself? Noob Cybot. We'll see. Yep. That is a super. So I'm kind of stuck at the moment because the more I do now, we've got like half an hour left. The more I do now, the more I'm going to have to redo once I get the TV fixed. And I can't really do much to the car until I've finished most of the vinyls. Do you know what I can do though? Is move this over here. Hello to Little Fern. Move that over here. See if I can get both of them on the screen at the same time. Yeah, because that's only 300 layers. So we'll shrink that down so it's out of the way. So what I can do is fill this in. Now this isn't something that we would usually do at this point. I would still be working on my other Sub-Zero vinyl, but the colours are messing with me and I can't put in any good work. What I can do is fill this in. And while it's not adding to my current Sub-Zero vinyl, it is taking a bit of work that in the future I would need to do anyway. Fernando, have a good night. Enjoy your dinner. I'm going to need to get some food. So I'm just going to fill this in completely white. And the reason I use white to do it is because it's easier to see any gaps that you've left, that you've missed. I find with other colours it's harder to distinguish that little tiny gap there or this little tiny gap there. Whereas white on white tends to work. Of course, this is going to add a lot more of layers to my image, though. See, there's a few little gaps just along that edge there. So this is how my vinyl work goes from an outline to an actual sticker. But at its basest, purest form. So this will look really poor once I finished and change the colours to suit a bit. But it's because it's a really pure form of the vinyl and hasn't got any shading or real definition on it. And this vinyl in front of you that I'm working on now this is probably 3.5 hours work. No, 3 hours work. And you might notice that I am running the circles right up to the edge so I can get my fine detail in. And then I can use big blocky ones to fill in the middle parts. So it's quite a basic part of painting, but it's how you take your outline and make it into a complete sticker rather than just an outline. And the circle is because the lines that I use to create that outline are curved, as there are very few straight lines in nature, and as such just using the circle fits perfectly. If you try to do it with a square, it just wouldn't work as well because of the edges, and you'd have bits poking out where you didn't want them and stuff. It's not the most efficient way to do it, and there may be people who have ways of doing the fill more efficiently. This is how I do it. Does someone want to exercise their mod powers? Phil, you're a mod? Yeah, well done. Well done. It's funny, he looks like a mummy now, with just his eyes poking out. Now, I'd actually much rather be shading my snooze you lose, Rob. You snooze you lose. I'd much rather be shading my Sub-Zero vinyl, but yeah, the color issues are a massive problem at the moment. So this, I'm afraid, is what we're working on. So that's that done. We'll put a bit underneath there for his face. Hey Toasted Buns, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us today, man. Yeah, so that's that and that's that. Right, I need to go find my other image, because that's not what I'm looking at. There we go. So a lot of him, most of him, is like black and grey, actually. Not even that colour. I'm just going to go with that. A lot of bronze and stuff, light reflecting off him. And then his skin just poking through. Save that. Yep, and then we'll do Jax. If you have not seen the Mortal Kombat trailer yet, I thoroughly recommend going to watch it. It is very cool. No pun intended. So you may notice the PTG mod hanging out with us tonight. As part of my perks for the subscription, I got to name my own mod, but it meant having to create a whole new Twitch account just to mod my own. And I haven't kept much of an eye on it, but from what I can see, on our first night streaming on the PTG YouTube channel, we have had 0 viewers on YouTube. But it'll come. Tonight's just the first night, and I'll try and get the music thing sorted for next week so that we can have music playing while we're streaming. I don't know why it's not working. Try and think, what else have I got to tell you guys? I'm going to try and be on Saturday, even though I won't be racing in the Porsche Cup. I'm going to try and see if I can spectate, maybe if I can get a commentator along. I won't be commentating myself. You don't need to listen to my dreary voice, but if I can rope somebody in, that might be good. Does it not? It's a shame. Power bar. That would have been a good name. I wanted it to call it PTG Rob the Mod, but it wouldn't let me. But I'm still getting to grips with the new features and stuff, so next week might be a little more cohesive, maybe a little better. I might have found something just to help make it a bit better for you guys. I understand that this isn't the most exciting stream in the world to watch, and that's why I appreciate every single one of you so much, because hanging out with me helps me feel like my life's got purpose in it, you know? Everyone else is like, oh, I'm lonely, I'm bored. I'm like, what, have you not got a Twitch account? Hobbies on the news. Oh, my husband built me a shed so that I could paint in it. Well, have you not got an Xbox? Because you can paint on that too. Without you guys to talk to and hang out with, I think lockdown would have been a lot harder for me to get through. So thank you guys for being awesome. Now the reason the face mask, for example, on the coloured vinyl I've got there is quite detailed, but these are less detailed, is because the face mask is the primary thing that's going on the front, whereas I need both of these and the gun to fit on the side. So they need to be a bit less detailed, a bit more loose. Yeah, without it, we wouldn't have had the people to help us get through in the way that we have. And so, as much as I've been there for you, you guys have been there for me. Not something people are going to forget easily. I think it's been taken a lot more seriously by people who are not necessarily involved or clued up on exactly what it's involved, streaming and stuff, but they understand that it's helped a lot of people get through a really difficult time. So my wife and I, we went out on Saturday for a walk, and it's only like 6-7 minutes drive from here, but it was out in the country, um, and up some nice hills and stuff. And she pointed out to me that this is probably the furthest I've been away from the house in a year, and she was right. We were only 7-8 minutes away from the house, but it's the furthest I've been outside of Dundee, away from the house, in a year. It's crazy. Think about it like that. Unfortunately, it's not enough for everyone. Some people are really struggling, and our thoughts are with them. If anybody here is having difficulties, feel free to get in touch with us. We're all hanging about on Discord. The links have been popping up every now and again, so you'll definitely find a way to us. And we're on Twitter and Facebook and that as well. If you're having difficulties, reach out to someone. It's a shame I'm not working on the Sub-Zero at the moment. I was hoping it'd be looking a lot better so we could have a good screenshot to take to share tomorrow. Unfortunately, he just isn't, is he? Because of the colour issues, I haven't done as much as I would have liked. So exit without saving, because both of those vinyls are already saved. Cheers, Rob. Because he could look better though. Flip that. Because I want Sub-Zero to be the focus of it, so I can get rid of Jax a little bit behind the parts of the car. Which is only because it's a Sub-Zero car. I did try and look for other images, but I couldn't find one that I really liked that was good. Jimmy Olsen. That's pretty much how I want them to sit on the car. I don't know if the Mortal Kombat Dragon is going to stay there. It looks good sitting there, but A, I might not have the layers for it, especially when it's been filled in. And B, where it's cut out because of the top there, fixing it might not be possible. But I'm going to try because I'd like it to sit there because it looks good. But that's where we're at the moment. So I'm going to wrap this up tonight. I know I've got about 9 minutes left, but just with the color difficulties and stuff, I don't have much else to do for you guys to entertain you. So I'm going to call it at that. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me, making tonight a lot of fun. We've had a lot of chat tonight, which is good. Makes it a lot easier to talk when you're being spoken to. I'm sorry that my music didn't work out. I'm sorry to the people on YouTube who didn't come and watch. But we're looking good. Yeah. So the front will be done by the time you see me next week. The front will be done. So we'll be working on making this look as cool as possible. But yes, thank you everyone for tonight, and we'll be back next week with more Stuzi and Fox show. Yeah, thank you and good night.